This episode of Nerdist News is sponsored by Borderlands 3. Is the New Mutants joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Remember the New Mutants, that superhero horror film about a group of teenage mutants being experimented on in a secret facility based on the comic book of the same name? You know, the film that was set in the same universe as the Fox X-Men movies and came out on April 13th, 2018? Oh, wait, no, it was pushed back and came out on February 22nd, 2019. Wait, no, sorry guys, it was pushed back again and came out last month on August 2nd, 2019. Wait, no, that was... Look, by now, we all know how the New Mutants movie got derailed. While its release was initially pushed back for some major reshoots, similar to what happened to this past June's X-Men Dark Phoenix, another giant wrench was thrown into the works when Disney acquired Fox and was able to return the X-Men to the stable with the rest of the Marvel properties that Disney already owned. This put Dark Phoenix and New Mutants in an awkward place because as soon as the Disney-Fox deal went through, it became fairly obvious that Marvel Studios would want to reboot and recast all of the X-Men and mutant characters, minus Deadpool, to fit more nicely into their Marvel Cinematic Universe. And though Marvel Studios head Kevin Feige did hint that there are projects coming down the line featuring mutants at this year's Comic-Con, it's clear that the former Fox family of X-Men wasn't a part of that. And while X-Men Dark Phoenix eventually did get released in theaters this year, there still is no news about the fate of the New Mutants and if audiences will actually ever be able to see the film in theaters. Until now! According to a new report that is swirling around the internet, it sounds like Disney might be setting up to slide the New Mutants into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, this report comes from the folks over at Fandom Wire, and we have yet to get any confirmation from an official source, so we recommend you take this with a grain of salt. But as to what it says, a source close to Fandom Wire has stated that Disney and Marvel Studios have intentionally cut any ties to Fox's Singerverse, i.e. Fox's Marvel franchise, in the New Mutants. Additionally, the idea of being a mutant won't be exactly mainstream. These changes were made in case Kevin Feige decides later he wants to bring the New Mutants into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If true, this is some pretty big news. Marvel has been tight-lipped about how mutants could enter the MCU. But if the New Mutants film has removed any references to past X-Men film continuity, which in itself is an oxymoron, this definitely does seem like the first step to making it possible to add this film to the MCU. And if this film does join the ranks of the other MCU movies, then making the concept of mutants relatively unknown could help to serve as a light introduction to the Marvel film franchise. As for all those rumored expensive reshoots about adding a new mutant to the team, as well as changing the tone of the movie a bit more, it appears that plan has been kicked to the wayside and the team has instead reworked the existing footage into the current cut. While Disney was reportedly not happy with the previous iterations of the film, this new edit is supposedly getting some major love from test audiences. Reportedly, this cut is also closer to the original horror movie vision that director Josh Boone had for the film, which is exciting for fans because the idea of a superhero horror film is what folks were most stoked for when the trailer of the film dropped originally. But as for whether the New Mutants will fit in the Marvel Cinematic Universe or not, we will just have to wait until April of 2020 when the film drops in theaters. Unless, of course, it gets delayed again. And again. And again. But what do you folks think? Do you think the New Mutants could join the MCU? Who is your favorite New Mutant? And if all references to mutants have been cut from the film, will it just be titled The New? Let's discuss. Thanks again to Borderlands 3 for sponsoring today's episode. The original shooter looter is back and bigger than ever. With 4 all-new Vault Hunters and over 1 billion guns, it's time to lock, load, and loot. Pre-order Borderlands 3 now so you can play when it drops on Xbox One, PS4, or PC on September 13th. Let's make some mayhem!